What's up? What are these errors? Holy fuck. Welcome along to today's stream, for those who are tuned in. It's just going to be casual today. I'm not going to be making any music today. I'm going to be doing some Max for Live stuff, which I know isn't everyone's cup of tea, but I really enjoy it, and I figure I'd stream it anyway. I had an interesting email from this person who goes under Beat Machinery. It says, "Hello Tom, greetings from Mexico. I'm being in the search of a good quality live MIDI and audio, if possible, drum quantizer. I play electronic music like techno, house, or progressive, but I play the drum sounds and beats live, so I need to have them quantized and sound as mechanical as possible. I would like to build a good quality quantizer with a good algorithm. Also, would it be possible to return MIDI notes if I have already missed one, only even for a few milliseconds to stay on the desired grid? Let's say the kick to stay only in quarter notes. I don't know if this could be achieved, but it would be a dream come true." Alright. Excuse me. Yeah, so basically, the gist of this, I guess, is, yeah, he wants to play beats live, but he wants them to be quantized. So, you know, if he hits a beat, it's exactly on, I don't know, 16th notes, 32nd, triplets, whatever he wants, whatever you can specify. And I thought that sounds like quite a fun challenge. Something might be out there already, but I'd like to make it for myself from scratch. Yeah, there's a few issues that arise with this particular thing, which is, you know, if he plays too late, I can't really think of a really good viable option for that. You know, if he plays too late, you can't exactly go back and play a beat. It's just not really physically possible. So he or she, I don't know, might need to hit them a little bit early. So I'm going to try and tackle that today. I'll make a very rough mock-up. I have no idea how it's going to work. I'm just going to open up Max and have a go. And yeah, casual stream. If anyone out there is lurking and wants to say hello, has any questions, wants to go through anything, or just talk some shit, that's what today's stream is going to be about. Alright, so we're going to need a Max MIDI instrument here. Let's open it up, make it nice and big. So what we're going to be looking for, we want the notes to come in. So we want notes in, that's for sure. Notes come in to the MIDI track, but I want them to be held, basically stored in a buffer or a separate area, so that when the ticks come through of whatever quantization resolution or settings that is specified, that's when it actually sends the note. So it might come in, it stores it, it waits for a bang, say every 16th note, and then it actually sends the note out. So I'll start with a note in, because that's always a good place to start. Let's just throw in some random MIDI notes here. We'll just put in, for now we'll just go nice and simple, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll just get that playing. Just sending MIDI across for now. And let's go back into our Max patch and have a look. So note in outputs 3 values. It outputs the pitch, it outputs the velocity, and it outputs the MIDI channel. So if I was to attach MIDI boxes to these, you'll see it's sending notes 60, 61, 62, 63, and then the velocity is going from 0 to 100. So that's note on and note off. Let's slow live down a lot, just so we can see that there. So what we want to do is we want to store this value. I'm just thinking if it's velocity dependent as well, that's going to be an interesting one. I might just post in my Discord that I've gone live. Yeah, so velocity sensitivity is something that I don't think they mentioned in here. I imagine it will be important to include the velocity at some stage, but I think at this initial prototype stage we can just we'll deal with 0 and 127, which is, you know, the minimum and the maximum, or note off and note on. I think that's a good place to start. I think that's a good place to start. So that's obviously getting stored there, which is good. I'll leave that there. We don't really need the MIDI channel. Oh, look, we might as well keep everything here nice and neat. So we'll go channel. And we'll go velocity. And this is the note. So in order to trigger this in the right moment, we're going to need some ticks happening. So first thing I'll do is I'll load up a plug sync, which listens to Ableton, or the hosts, which in this case is Ableton Live. It listens to its transport. So this sends out the state, which is on and off. This one puts out current bar count, current beat count, current ticks within a beat, time signature, double tempo, sample count, flag. So if I was to attach, say, this to here, we are getting the ticks within a beat. So each beat there are 1 ticks, and it's going in massive decimal places here. So you can think of, let's put in the beats thing. So we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 beats in a bar. So the way we would get 8th notes is, it's probably a better way to do this, but just for now, I'm going to go cell and I'm going to go point. Actually, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to times the output of that number, which was the ticks count. We'll times it by 10, keeping it as a float, and then I'll feed it into an integer box. Okay, we'll times it by 100 because we want to get 0.25. So that's going ridiculously fast. So let's say I go cell 25 and 50 and feed that into there. So that's looking for any instance of 25 and any instance of 50. 50 would be, of course, 8th notes, 25 would be 16th notes. So let me just add a bang to the 50. The bang's going quite nuts. I'll put a counter, make it easier for us to see. Okay, what we need to do is, oh, that's if it doesn't match. Okay, that's why it was going crazy. Let's try it here. So that's every 8th note. Let's just turn on the metronome and make sure that works. Okay, so that actually needs to be not 50. Hang on, we'll go 25 first, see what we get. Okay, we need the resolution to be much smaller. So we're going to have to go 125. Okay. Turn the metronome off here. So let's just say for 8th notes it needs to be 0 and it needs to be 50. Let's try that. So I'm going to connect a bang to both of those outlets. Okay, so that's all good for the 8th notes. Again, this is more of a prototype, and there's probably a much better way to create objects that will do this properly. So that's 0 to 50. What I'll also do is I'll go 0, 50, 25 and 75, and I'll add another bang here, and we'll connect this to all of these four. Let's just put a counter, because the bangs, the lights on the bangs kind of last for quite a while. So I'm going to put a counter here, just feed that into a message box. It's going insanely fast. So it's picking up 0, 50. Just wondering why this is going so fast. I mean, this one works okay. I mean, the bangs are happening. Seems to be banging a huge amount of times. So I think what's happening is the float value, it's still sending a whole bunch of 50s and zeros with a whole bunch of numbers after it, so we're getting a lot of shit. So what I could do is I could put a change in there, or the more constructive thing I think is to actually feed this number box in there, because that's going to get rid of the decimal place. Weird. Okay, so we've hit the first hurdle here. Let's go just times it by, let's get rid of the decimals here, that helps. Hey. No, we need the decimal. Okay, so I think we do need to add a change object. Again, this could be a lot better, but what are you going in there? That's all good. Let's go cell 1. Let's see what's going on here. So it's banging on 1. Connect it back to the counter. I'm not sure why this isn't letting me connect the change to the cell. Okay, let's go print. Have a look in the console what this is spitting out. Hello. Not sure what's going on there. What's up, I am Cairo. Too many lines, more than 1,000 were posted to the Mac console at once. Alright, so I'm just going nuts here. I'm just going to restart from scratch. So yep, okay. So we want to turn that into an integer. I mean, that seems fine to me. This got me thoroughly confused. I would have thought converting it to an integer would lose all the decimal values. Let's try something here. Let's go live dial. It's still outputting a float value. So now this is an integer. Yeah, that's good. They changed the way print works since the update of Max. Print, yeah, okay. Change to there. Seems like my console's not doing any kind of live updating. Okay, let's time this by 100. I'm just going to keep the dial there just so we can have a look here. And now we'll do cell 0 and 50. Bang. Bang, bang. The fuck, man? Okay, so that's working. So we're going to add a change under there. That's doing the trick so far. So these are our 8th notes. And then for the 16th notes, we'll copy this across. Hopefully this still works. So now this is counting up. Okay, let's put the metronome on now. So that's looking all good. So we'll get rid of these. I'm going to keep the live dial there just because it's working for now. And then we've got our 8th and our 16th. We'll put one more here to say this is our whatever you want to call it, quarter notes. Just want to see if that quarter notes one is also doing the same crazy shit. Yeah, it's just like continuously sending out a number. It's not a... Whoa. Okay, so that's good. So we need to have a change there as well. It goes into there. So we can make a very simple, make a gate 3 here. So a gate lets me output something depending on what we select. So if I was to add in a live tab, it's got 1, 2, 3, that'll do. So that means that we can choose which output that this is going to be coming through. Is there a reverse gate? I need it to go the other way. Send input to one of 2 outlets. Select outlet based on input matching. Set messages. Okay, so we want to switch instead of a gate. So we have turns switch on 0 selects input. Input 1, input 2. input 3. So we'll have quarter notes. We're just going to go quarter, eighth, and 16th for now. And then this bang is the output here. So 0 turns it off. So what I'm going to do, we'll go into the live tab and we'll edit it so it is off. 1, 2, 3. So it's currently off. 1, we're getting quarter notes. 2, we're getting eighth notes. 3, we're getting 16th notes. Okay, I might change this to reflect that. Off, quarter, 8, 16. Okay, so that's our basic little switch to determine the quantization settings of what we want. Put that there. Then this needs to... I'm assuming because he's hitting drums, we're not going to need a note to be held. So what we can use is a... Just let me think about this for a sec. So we don't need the velocity, we don't need the channel, we just need the note in. So basically the note in comes in, it bangs this, and then this is going to, based on the quantized settings, actually send the note. Can we use a make note here? Pitch, velocity. If I go 0, 1, 2, 7, oops. Is that going to take this and output the right note? Let's try it. And this is time, duration. So let's just make it 200 milliseconds. And I'll add a pack 00, so I can pack the note and the velocity together. Let's go to the help file. Make notes 61,000 arguments, velocity, duration, channel. Okay, so this needs to be 0, 200. We don't need to specify the number. Or the velocity 127. Okay, so you can see it's sending the MIDI note with a velocity on, note on, and then it's quickly snapping it back to 0. Might even make this much shorter. In fact, we can add a live number box, and we'll make the range to, I don't know, 20,000 seconds. We'll make an integer. So that just means we can control the duration of how long that note on and off lasts for. Should be pretty sweet. Okay, let's try it on 8th notes. So you can see it's sending it pretty quick. 16th notes. Seems to be working. Let's see if I can get rid of this live dial now and just insert in a number box. Okay, so that's a pretty good basic version of what we want. So any note that comes in, it's going to be waiting until whatever we have specified here, quarter, eighth, or a 16th. I'm going to get rid of this stuff. And then we need to go note out. So that's the velocity, and that's the pitch. So I can get rid of the pack. I can send the note out there into the, oh, not the channel. It's probably going to screw it up. So put it back, velocity, and the note. So that in theory, so we're going to get repeats of notes here, but we can deal with that next. So let's go and have a look at the live.
close your eyes.
Looks like we have a bit of delay here,
Allow yourself to
so that's going to be a problem. Let's throw in an operator.
just listen to the general buzz of the world, as if you were listening to music. Don't try to identify the sound you're hearing.
Doesn't really sound noticeable to me.
Simply
It could be a problem later down the track, but... What's up, Fluoro Gaming? Do I give feedback on house tracks? I do, not in this particular stream. I'm not really doing a musical stream. I'm just doing some more geeky, nerdy stuff today. But check out my Discord if you want. There's a link down the bottom. You can buy some music, and I'll gladly check it out and have a listen. Zekret, how you doing? Okay, so back to the patch. So let's test this out. Let's go into our operator. Let's make these notes a little bit earlier.
Don't try to make any sense out of what I'm saying, because your brain will take care of that automatically.
And we will... Yeah, they're on quarter notes. So let's turn this off for a sec, turn the operator on, turn on the metronome. So you can hear these notes are early. Fingers crossed. Let's turn this on. Alright. So that's working as intended. We should probably try it with 16th notes. Just quantize these. Let's make it white noise just so it doesn't clash too much with the music. So what I'm going to do is drag some of these back so they're not quantized. Swing's another thing which I haven't really thought about, swing and groove. So without the plugin, what we actually need is a reference here as well, so I'm just going to put in a whole bunch of 16th notes. Let me just stop this music for a sec. Put in a cowbell, why not? It's going to sound terrible, but... Okay, let's turn it on and go here and make it 16th notes and see if this does the job. Okay, so the issue we've got now is, of course, it's triggering every 16th note. So we need to make it so that it only sends that trigger when there's a note in. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me think how we can do this. So the note comes in, we're going to need a bang once. Oh, sorry, one bang. So one bang only sends through one bang, which is good. We can add that here, like so. Bring this all down a bit. So the note in, we want to have a bang and an integer. So the note is going to send the value to the message box, and then it's going to bang the inlet on one bang which says yes, I want you to let one in. That should work. Let's try it out. Nope.
as you hear sounds coming up in your head, thoughts, you simply listen to them as part of the general noise going on.
Okay, let's go back to quarter notes to solve this problem.
Or just as you would be listening to cars going by or to birds chattering outside.
Get rid of this one and bring this one early.
Look at your own thoughts as just noises. Soon you will find that so-called
So it's sending 2. That's our issue. It's sending 2 bangs instead of 1.
they are a happening.
So let's have a look and see why it's doing that.
Your thoughts are a happening.
This comes in, bangs come out.
And everything is simply a happening. All the doing what you
Aha. Okay, so the issue we have. So obvious. What's up, Kevin? How are you doing today? Tonight, this morning. So the issue we have is the note in value is actually sending 2 bangs out the 1 bang, because a note in, it's sending the note value once for the note on and once for the note off. So that should mean we simply just need to add another change here. So now that should only send across 1 bang into the 1 bang, I think. Awesome. Alright, let's put in some 16th notes again. We'll just make them quantized now. Need to turn this on to, that's already on 16th notes. Ah, okay, so the problem we have now is because I'm sending all the same note, which is C, that change is not going to continue to send the value for C. So if I was to go up, oops, like this, so alternate the notes. Very good. Let's move these back a bit. Turn it off. Let's turn it on, see if it quantizes now. Okay, so it's working as intended, which is good, but the only problem is, of course, we have a problem if the same note is going to be played, which I imagine it definitely is if the purpose of this is going to be a drum. So I'm just going to do a quick tidy up here. Again, all this plug sync stuff, I'm not sure if it's going to be used in the final product. So the note in only needs to trigger once. So what we can do, let me just let me do some experiments first. So we'll go note in, open it up. So the velocity comes in. Let's see what comes first. So I'm going to go print. I'm assuming the velocity comes in first before the actual note value. So let's play this. My print doesn't seem to be working. I don't know. I don't know why that's not giving me a stream. Or maybe I've hit a bug or something weird's going on. Anyway, okay, let's not do print. Let's just shotgun it and see if this works. So what we need is we need a select 0, 1. Actually, no, I'll tell you what we'll do. You know, select 0, 1 or select 0. So 0 meaning note on, note off. So the velocity is going to be coming in here. I'll use a G switch key switch to. So if it's 0, so this toggles the switch between open and closed. So if it's 0, we want 0. If it's not 0, we want 1. Okay, so let's go ahead and make this a bit tidier. Don't think we need to change anymore. So the note in is going to be coming into this, like so. So that means only when it's on 1 is the note actually going to come through. So let's see if that works as is now. Okay, now let's try it with all the same notes. That seems to be working pretty well. I'll tell you what, let's put in a something like a loop or something, so it's not that annoying cowbell. What do we got? I swear I've heard that break so many places. Okay, let's put this in here. Change the BPM to 90. So that's all nice and quantized, even though you can see that these are out of place. Let me turn it off. Doesn't sound good at all. Let's stop this. Turn MIDI in. Turn on my keyboard. You see my keyboard? Doesn't matter how I play, it's always going to be in 16ths. Alright. Pretty cool. So now I guess the next test is to quickly go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Hold tight, guys. He is out. What's up, Ordinary? How you doing? Okay, so let's go and save this. We'll call it quantize MIDI in 1.0. And we'll go back to live. Okay, so the next step would be to add a drum kit. So let's go into our drum kits here. What have we got? Something. Stop the music. Sounds good. So I'm going to load that instead of the operator. And let's turn the device off just for now and make sure everything's working. Okay, so I'll just play it with the brake. So without the quantization, not so good. Hopefully, this just works. Awesome! Okay. So this works good for 16th notes. I'm imagining we're going to want more. Actually, let's work on velocity. This is going to require a bit of thinking of me staring at the screen in this section here. Hold tight. Hey, what's up, Richard? No worries. Good to do a nerdy session now and then. So this is where the velocity is coming from. At the moment, we're using it to basically to just determine whether a note is on or off, and if so, send a one bang here. Here is our make note. Here is the velocity input of the make note. So I'm just going to go out on a limb here, and we'll do this nice and tidy. We'll go TII, split it two ways. We will attach it to here. Bring these down a bit. Everything's getting a bit messy, but whatever. So we want it to go into there, but we also want it to go into the make note velocity. Like that. No idea if that's going to work. We need to have it playing. Okay, I think I just did it. So that's a good thing. It's missing some notes. Try to figure out why it's missing some notes without actually looking at the patch. Yeah, let's have a look at the patch here. Okay, one thought here is that so it's sending the velocity out. It's also sending the velocity when it's above zero and when it's not. So maybe instead of there, I can take it from here. Again, we should probably do a TII. So we'll bring this up to here. Link these two together. and we'll throw it there instead. So that goes there. Let's see if this works. So we only want the velocity to come through when it's not 0. That's the duration there. Okay, let's give that a try now. Okay, so we've got velocity sorted out. So let's save the patch as quantize MIDI in 1.1 velocity. This is going quite nice. Nice, tidy, clean patch at this stage right now, which is pretty good. Where am I? Okay. So now I need to tackle the. Let's get 30-second notes in here for a start. Which is going to be interesting. I'm sure this is right. I'm sure there's a much better way to do this. Let me open up the plug sync help file. See if there is another note. There's tick, beat, and fractions. Raw tick, sample count. Beats. Let me just try something here. This is something I'm not sure about. Let me go into my Max for live stuff here, and we'll have a look in Max API stuff. Master mixer. Try mix song. So let's transport controls the master clock. Let's see what the transport can give us. Bars, beats, units. Max for live, load bang, observe transport. I'm just going to try copying this into our patch and see what happens. See what this gives us. It's only giving us beats, so I think I am going to have to use mathematics to get the 30-second notes. I just don't really want to do it because getting 16th notes is easy because we can divide 100 into 25, but that just means we need to increase the resolution by another 1,000. So this needs to be 500, this needs to be 250, this needs to be 750. That's still giving us the results we want. See, now this is all out of whack. Okay, let me think about this for a sec. I mean, I guess we could just, in the meantime, because I need to have 12.5 in order to get an exact 30-second note, but I guess I could just round it up to 13 and see how it sounds. So let's do it this way. We want 0, 25, 50, and 75. We also want 12.5, which we can't do. And then we want 37. And then we want 62. And then we want 87. We'll try that. So I'm going to add one more here, make this a switch 4. Make this nice and big. Get rid of all these. So we've got our beats coming in. We need the 8th notes to be 0 and 50. We need the 16th notes to be 0, 25, 50, 75. And we need the 32nd notes to be all of them. I know there's a better way. If there's someone watching who's a Max for Live person or Max MSP, let me know. So hopefully that should output 32nd notes. Let's just put a counter in and check. I mean, it looks good in theory, so we need to add another element to this live tab. We'll go 16 and 30 seconds. Okay, let's see if that works. I don't know if I can push it fast enough. Getting that weird clipping thing again with Max. I'm just going to quickly restart live. Whoa, look at my screen, whoa! What's going on? Oh dear. And my HDMI cable might have come loose. Yeah, it might be the HDMI. The thing is, like, sometimes on my PC that I use to stream, I'll keep the psychedelic stuff going for a sec. The PC that I use to stream, I have a HDMI video capture card, and sometimes when I plug in HDMI, it completely blue screens the whole PC. So what's going to happen is I'm going to unplug it. I'm going to go to a be right back screen. I'm going to unplug it, plug it back in, and if the stream goes offline, you'll know that I've blue screened on my streaming computer, and I'll probably be back within kind of 2 or 3 minutes. What's up? Shangoza, Bit Nomad. Sorry, I missed the beginning. What are you trying to do with this device? I wonder if you can still read this. Got an email from someone. By the way, you guys can send me emails if you want. Send them to bookings@cosm.co.nz if you've got ideas, you've got something that want to be built. I'll I'm happy to give it a go. If it's something that I think I can do in a stream or in a few hours, I'm happy to like give it a go if I've got the time. If you've got something much more grand, then we can talk about potentially, you know, doing it and in exchange for money. But if you've got an idea, send it to me and pitch it to me. Like I can pretty good at estimating like how long something's going to take me. So the idea, the basic gist of this is this person here wants to. They have a live set and they play live drums over their live set, but what they want is they want quantized MIDI in. So in Ableton Live, of course, you can record MIDI in and then you can quantize afterwards and it snaps it to 16ths or 30 seconds or whatever. But he wants to be able to, or she wants to be able to have it real time. So what I've been building is a Max device that basically takes the live transport, converts ticks into 16th notes, 30 seconds, quarters or whatever, and if a note comes in, a MIDI note, it stores it very quickly in a buffer, and when one of those points hits, say a 16th note, then it sends the note out. So that means everything's going to be in time. So even though this is super psychedelic, to give you an example, here's the break, and I've just set it on 16th notes. So no matter, I'm always in time. And now it's okay again. Isn't that weird? I feel like everything's about to crash any second now. Every stream, it's all good. So that's what I've been working on today, and we've actually made some really good progress really quickly with it. Damage Society, how you doing? But yeah, because I'm having some issues here with clipping, I'm just going to quickly restart live. It'll take me like 30 seconds, so just hold tight. Okay, we're back. Let's load that setup again. So the thing is, like, we got 30-second notes sounding okay, right? But are they real? To me, as a non-drummer, I don't know if like that's too high. Like if that's even needed. To me, like 16th triplets is probably the maximum that we're going to need. I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll put a whole bunch of congas in here. So these are all 16ths, and I'll make them all 30 seconds. I'll make them all really short. What's this note here? Whoa, okay, we still got these in here. That was probably causing some problems. So back to live. Oh, these are 16th notes. Oh no, it's probably because we've got it on 16th note mode. Well, that's good to know that that works anyway. So open up the patch. So here it is here. Let's put it on 30 seconds. It's not really doing what I want, is it? Why is it not setting across 30 seconds? It works when I do it by hand. Maybe if we get a better loop. I should really build myself a little kit of loops for when we're doing this kind of prototyping stuff. That could be alright. Yeah, good idea. Record the MIDI and see what it spits out. Okay, so I'll create a new MIDI track here. Let's get our ins and outs. We'll drag the kit over to here, and we'll send the MIDI to percussion core. So that should still work in theory if I this track. Make sure we have the MIDI in. Now we're getting we're getting notes doubling up. Okay, so this one should be all over the place. So that's what I played. That's what it recorded. So that's working with 16th notes. I'm happy with that. That's pretty much smack on. There's probably a slight